Hello everyone and welcome to Claret and Booze. My name's Nick, this is my daily ramble. Happy Friday. We made it. Made it to the weekend. I've got a few more bits and pieces to do in the afternoon. Going to go and get my ears lowered because I've got a bad barnet. And that's me all set. Going to be getting on the beers later. I hope you're all doing the same. We've got a 3 o'clock kickoff. A Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff to look forward to. Another one. The last one didn't go too well away at Forest, but we are now away at Everton. But we'll talk about that. And I'm going to talk about the fixtures as well. And I'm also going to give you another update on David Moyesy'S contract because it wouldn't be a Claret and Boo show without an update on David Moyesy'S contract. It's more clarification than anything else. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe. Drop a like on the video because it does really help us. All right? Well, let's get into David Moyesy'S contract first. All right? So, ex-West Ham United employee has clarified what we've been saying for months. And that is that David Moyes has never had a contract on the table. It's never happened. He's never once had a contract put forward for signing. They've been having preliminary talks and discussing the potential of him getting a contract. And what we've been seeing has been no more than David Moyes applying pressure from December after the Arsenal win through to his latest tantrum where he said it's all on him. You know, he's decided to wait to the end of the season. It's all been lies, basically. There's no other word for it. Lies. 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 The man's a liar. All right? He's trying to save face. He feels stupid. He obviously felt that after losing Declan Rice and giving us the best Premier League start to, in terms of results, I think, in Premier League history and winning a cup, he thought he was nailed on. Nailed on to get a contract. Well, if he weren't getting one then, he ain't getting one now, is he? Now, we know that we got our first win in 9 games in 2024. Against Brentford. Very good game it was as well. Not going to talk about that anymore because we've done that to death. It was a good game. Very good. You know, the bounce back came eventually. But what we've got to do now is continue that on. We've got to continue that on against Everton, who are not bad. They're not a bad team at all. You know, they should be further up the table than what they currently are. They had 10 points deducted. They've been awarded 4 back. They would be on 31 points, I believe. They'd be 8 points off of us. So not too shoddy at all. They're a defensive, horrible, low-block team, as we are. So it could be a very boring game, low-scoring, I'm expecting. Although we don't know. Is David Moyes going to continue what he did against Brentford and just go again? I think he's going to have to because Everton don't like being on the ball. They prefer to sit back. We don't like being on the ball. We prefer to sit... Well, our players like being on the ball. David Moyes doesn't like our players being on the ball. But we did it against Brentford and we reaped the reward. So hopefully he'll see the benefits of that and we'll go the same again because it's very important that we pick up points in these next 2 games. Really important. And I'm going to talk about why in a second. We should be able to beat Everton, in my opinion. They are a good team. They're not shit. They're tough. They're solid. You know, they're very similar managers, really. You know, there's not too much in it in terms of their philosophy and the way that they want to play football. But it is a game that we should be winning, in my opinion. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the fixture list. Where's it gone? Here it is. Right. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough game, but it's a game that we absolutely must win if we want to have any chance of competing for top 8. Not even looking at top 6 now. Burnley, you've got to think that's a given, but it is sandwiched in between 2 European games. Bearing in mind we've only got a starting 11, we can't afford to have any bloody injuries. We've seen what happens when one drops off. We fall to pieces. We've got 11 players, you know, certainly in the final 2/3 of the pitch. Otherwise, it just does not work. So we've got to hope that him running the same 11 players into the ground week after week after week, they're going to hold up, you know, because this is the money end of the season. This is when it gets more intense. Players are getting fatigued. Tackles are flying in. This is typically when you do start to pick up injuries, to be quite honest. So we'll see what he does. But like I say, we've got Everton. We've got to beat them. You know, that'll put us in a good position. Then we've got Burnley, which is in between the 2 Freiburg games. You've got to expect that we're going to beat Burnley because everyone beats Burnley. I know they outplayed us last time, but we played against them wrong. We was too passive. You know, we showed them too much respect and we ended up winning the game anyway. We should be going at them. They're weak as piss. You know, they try and play it from the back and they ain't got the personnel to do it. We play high with our attacking threat against them, they're going to get ruined. All right? So it's really important we win them. Those 2, the next 2 games are like season savers, I think. You know, they're going to determine whether or not we've got any chance of finishing in the top 10, I would say. because the final 10 Premier League games of the season, keeping in mind there should be some European games scattered in amongst all of this, because we should breeze past Freiburg, who is shit. It starts on the 17th of March and runs through to the end of the season, which is the, when is it? I think it's the 19th of May, isn't it? Or something like that. Yeah, 19th of May. So it starts on the 17th of March. We're at home to Aston Villa. Bastard game. You know, they should beat us. They're a better team. It's not how it always works. We went on a good run. We beat Chelsea. We beat Arsenal. We beat Man United. You know, we've had some good wins, but we've also been served up a few times as well, wouldn't we? Let's face it. Aston Villa served us up last time, 4-1. Should have been more. So we face them. Then we go away to Newcastle. Then we're at home to Spurs. That worries me, because they're going to owe us one, and they should have absolutely killed us in the first half of that last game. Then we've got, be quiet, Lola. Then we've got, we're away to Wolves. Then we're at home to Fulham. Then we're away to Crystal Palace with their new manager, who's the ex-Frankfurt guy who done us in the semi-final. Then we are at home to Liverpool, away to Chelsea. We're at home to Luton, who will either be fighting for their lives or dead by that point. And then we finish the season in a lovely way away at Manchester City. So that final 10 games, bastard final 10 games, that running is horrific. The last easy games that we've got now that you could see on paper are the two that we've got coming up now. I know Luton are in there as well, but, you know, we've got one more towards the end of the season. But that's difficult, you know. We're going to need a couple of results in amongst that lot, and we're not going to beat them all. You know, I don't know. I've got no idea what to expect from that, because you can't really call it with West Ham, because typically, Lola, be quiet. Because typically what happens is, you know, when you think like in December, you think we're going to go on a bad run, we'll turn up, we'll beat Wolves, we'll beat Arsenal, we'll beat Man United. Strange. But looking at that on paper, that looks shit. It does. And added to that, as I said, there should be a couple of rounds of European football in there. At least one more past Freiburg. At least one more. So, yeah, it is very interesting. It's interesting to see how the team are going to react going towards the end of the season, how David Moyes is going to react as well. We've already spoken about how he didn't react very well after that game, because obviously, look, we don't know what happened there, but he didn't act like a guy that's just won his first game in 9 attempts in 2024. Should have been dancing a jig, sulked like a little fucking baby. A baby. What a baby. And continued that into his press conference where he was a baby. Again, you know, what a baby. As Roy Keane would say. Weren't happy. So I just hope that whatever happened in that game happens again. You know, stop all this shit. I don't think he's going to be here next year anyway. I'm more or less certain. If he has an absolute miracle end to the season, don't get me wrong. If we go all the way in the Europa League and we win the fucking thing, and he gets 8 wins out of that 10, then you probably won't be able to argue against it. But the likelihood of that happening is probably more chance of me winning the fucking lottery. It's not going to happen. It's not. Not in that part of the season. I just can't see it. There ain't going to be enough teams on the beach or dead and buried. Everyone's going to be playing for something. We've got a thin squad. He's going to need luck for those players to not get injured. You know, the key players or key player. I don't think it is key player, though. I think we'd struggle just as much if we lost Bowen and just as much if we lost Kudus as well. We kind of need those 3 players on the pitch, or we've got no attacking balance. We've got nothing. You know, they give us... It's perfect, really. So, yeah, just a very quick snapshot from me, because I've got some work to do. I've got some work to crack on with. So let me know what your thoughts are. How you think we're going to do against Everton. Do you think we're going to win? I better give my thoughts on that one before we go, actually. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. 2-1. Boring game, but 2-1. 3 corners. They'll score 1, we'll score 2. James Ward-Prowse might get some fucking assists, you know. He might find someone from a corner or something like that. It might be a miracle, wouldn't it? But yeah, so I reckon, and I think Spinny Souček will get a goal as well. If he continues his form from that last game, he was very, very good. There is no doubt. Loads of people have pointed out that was a very poor Brentford team. It was, but you can only beat what's in front of you, and we did beat them. But look, that's it from me. I'm going to talk to you again in the morning, all right, before the game, and I'm going to talk to you after the game as well. Speak to you all soon. Love you all. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend. Cabin your heads.